Now, when we look at the prevalence and risk factors for pelvic floor dysfunction, you can see from this table that, the prevalence of pelvic floor dysfunction very much varies depending on the type of sport that someone engages in, with high impact sports such as rope skipping, or netball, or even cheerleading, really leading to high prevalences. But even within sports like rugby, we've identified that player position makes a difference. So even nulliparth athletes are demonstrating symptoms, and it might not be uniform across a team sport. It might be certain positions due to the tasks and roles that are involved in that position that may provoke symptoms. We know from the general population that at least 1 in 3 women will leak urine from the bladder, and that prevalence is probably underreported. We probably don't really know the true prevalence of pelvic floor dysfunction because, again, they tend to be symptoms that are suffered in silence and that people don't complain about. Risk factors, unfortunately, just by being female, we have a risk factor typically in our design with our extra orifice and our huge reliance on pelvic floor muscle and connective tissue support, and the type of intervening factors which we'll discuss that we undertake through our lifespan. Typically, they predispose us. Increase in age, transitional life phases, puberty, perinatal, perimenopausal. Obviously, if we have a higher body mass, that's more load in the pelvic floor region, and that can trigger symptoms or risk. The more children we have, and particularly if we have vaginal and particularly vaginal assisted deliveries, because they cause more trauma to that region. And a history of chronic straining. So, really delving in to ask, is your patient someone who had a history of constipation as a child and that's continued into their adulthood? Or have they had respiratory conditions and they've had chronic coughing and chest conditions? Because, again, another issue that could provoke